Maybe that's what Johnny Manziel needs to do. Maybe Johnny Manziel needs to go to Canada. Now, not that Canada deserves the spectacle, but he'll be lost up there. They're not going to be interested in the drama he created here. They just won't. It's different. Oh, I got a few. Might have been last Wednesday. Might have been the Wednesday before that on my Let's Get Real segment. I went off on my Lions about linebacker Stephen Tulloch. I have to apologize today. Little did we all know that the reason they were holding on to him, and they wouldn't tell us this was the reason until they finally cut him, was that he had ankle surgery and they couldn't get rid of him. He couldn't pass a physical. In the NFL, if a player's hurt, you can't cut or trade him. So they were waiting. But they wouldn't say that's what it was. Why not? Why wouldn't you say that instead of taking all the heat from fans and media members alike all over the country for the perceived way that this player was being treated? I'm glad and I'm sorry that I was wrong. I'm glad that now apparently he can go and try and get himself a job, that his ankle's doing well enough to pass a physical. Sometimes, hey, I'm a person. We formulate opinions with what we have in front of us, with the information we were able to acquire. With the information I was able to acquire, it pretty much upset me with the way the Lions were treating him. Now, come to find out, that's not how they were treating him. So, good for you, Mr. Tulloch. You are now free to go and find yourself a new job, a new maybe run-based position where you can help tackle and run the middle and be a leader for the last couple of years. One leader to another. Big story here in Denver. LA reached out to Von Miller to re-up on contract talks. Now, some people are like, oh, wow, why'd you put it out there? Why is it happening now? Because they've got 9 days left to get this done. 9 days to come to a long-term deal, or we find out if Von's going to play under the franchise tag or not, or how long it takes him to come back during the season. Now, last year, Cam Chancellor, he was under contract, but he sat out the first 2 weeks before he finally came back and gave up his nonsense. Now, hey, Von had a great postseason. More and more people are starting to break down his game the longer this contract negotiation goes out. The fact of the matter is, Von's got a lot going for him. Von needs to play 100% all the time, in my opinion. I've talked about this before. He dominated in the postseason when it was his time, when it was important, and we saw glimpses of that during the regular season. One thing we don't want to see glimpses of come Olympic Games time is body parts washing up on the beach. Now, that happened where the beach volleyball is taking place down there in Rio. Their mutilated body parts washed up on the beach. You got the mayor and the police chief coming out talking about we are not going to be able to protect tourists who are coming here for the Olympics. You've got new super bacteria being found in the water. And I've said this before, the Olympic Committee needs to just go ahead and take the hit on this one and either reschedule it somewhere else where they've already held the Olympics before so they have the venues, or cancel it this year. And yes, that would hurt athletes like Michael Phelps, who made it to his 5th Olympics on the swim team. It would hurt the chances of an Usain Bolt, who this was going to be his last go-around. And potentially he might not even be there due to his current hamstring injury. He missed the Jamaican finals. So we'll see if he even gets in. It would crush somebody like Randall Cunningham's daughter. Sorry if I butcher this name. Vashti Cunningham. Sorry. She is 18 years old and made the Olympic team as a high jumper. She jumped a 6-foot, 5.5-inch high jump to make the team. I understand these athletes only get to produce every 4 years. Train, and then every 4 years they get a chance to show what they can do. It's not like other sports where it's every day or every Sunday or every other day or even once a month. They have to wait every 4 years. But at this point, with all of the things going on in Rio, Zika virus, body parts, super bacteria in the water, the lack of protection, you have to do something that they wouldn't do for themselves. And I'm saying, I'm sorry, this is probably not going to be anybody's favorite idea. The Olympics need to be canceled this year. That being said, here's something funny. Here's something great. July 4th, Nathan's hot dog eating contest every year. It's a tradition. Joey Chestnut this year, 70 hot dogs in 10 minutes. He had 19,000 plus calories and over 7,500 grams of sodium. I couldn't do it. Good for him. That's all I got to say about that. Quick soccer note. Tim Howard of Team USA, the goalie, is now playing for the Colorado Rapids. Big deal for the Colorado Rapids. So if you're into soccer, go check him out. Check out the goalie for Team USA. So at this point in the show, it's time to wrap it up. It's Wednesday, so let's get real. All right, face it, everybody. It's time to be real about this stupid stuff that our professional athletes, all this money that we're spending for them to go and be stupid idiots out there, messing stuff up, killing people, running people over, blowing things up, blowing themselves up, right? This week, 4th of July, what do you think of? Well, last season, based on last 4th of July, you think of Jason Pierre-Paul blowing his hand off. You think of all the money he lost. You think how dumb that was because of all the fireworks displays and all the different ways people with money could enjoy fireworks. Well, this year you got Lakers guard Nick Young. Firework goes off in his hand, almost has himself a Jason Pierre-Paul moment. Dumb. Just stupid. You got too much money to be doing stupid stuff like that. You want to do stupid stuff like that? Do it when I'm not paying the ticket prices for you to have all that money. Other things. Social media outbursts. I'm sorry, you guys. You don't need to go at it with fans on social media. You don't need to throw shade at people on social media like Antonio Brown did with his 4th of July comments about not coming back to work with all your fingers. Right? Drug test, failed drug test. I'm sick of it. Get over it. Stop using the performance enhancers. Stop trying to cheat. Go out there, be the athlete you wanted to be when you were a kid, and be respectful to the sport that you operate in. The Russians, their whole track and field team is banned from the Olympics this year for sport performance enhancing drugs. How about blowing your money so you're broke when you get out? Be smart enough to know that money's not going to continue to come in. If you're in the NFL, you only get paid 17 weeks out of the year. So don't go spend money and buy stuff like you're getting paid year round. Stack your paper. Be like Gronkowski, who's sitting there going, I'm only spending money from my endorsement deals, from my appearances. Every penny he's made is in the bank that's come from a contract in the NFL. Stop comparing your sport to war. Yes, it is a battle. Yes, it can be a physical competition, but it is not the same as being shot at or blown up. Stop shooting yourself and carrying guns or being around people who need to have guns. Again, you have grown out of that lifestyle as soon as you made it out of that lifestyle. When you signed a big giant contract, you no longer have that problem. You are free from that. Rise above it. Realize your position. Realize you've made it. Be thankful. Give back if you have to. But don't go get caught in stupid stuff where you're shooting yourself in the leg or somebody else is shooting you. Again, the Twitter battles. Don't go at it with fans. Fans are dumb. We're going to say stuff based on emotion. We're going to say stuff based on how our fantasy team is going. Don't get into a battle with us. If you want to say thank you because some fan says something nice, great. But don't get into it with them and call them names and slurs and all this other stupid stuff you see athletes doing. Stop getting behind the wheel. Stop risking other people's life. Stop risking your life. Don't be Leonard Little, Dante Stallworth, Lawrence Phillips. Don't be Denard Robinson, found asleep behind the wheel in a car that's sinking into a sinkhole because you drove into a retention pond. Be smarter than that. You have services and teammates and all kinds of people around you to help you that are in place so you don't have to deal with this stuff. Be smart, athletes. I'm just done with the dumb athlete. With that being said, thank you so much for spending the middle of your week with me. It's a lovely Wednesday. I will see everybody on Sunday. Until next time, be real.